This video provides a brief review of the NHTSA standards for administering the One Leg Stand test, used by state, county, and municipal law enforcement officers in North Dakota. The One Leg Stand test is scientifically validated and is admissible as evidence in the state of North Dakota. However, the test must be administered accurately in order to provide reliable evidence and in order to present a strong case in court. Whether you're a new law enforcement officer or a seasoned veteran, it can be helpful to review and refresh your knowledge in order to enhance your skills, bolster your confidence when administering the One Leg Stand test, and improve your testimony in court. Asking clear questions, giving clear instructions, and watching the details will help you avoid common pitfalls and make your testimony more credible and confident. Age, injury, or disease could affect the person's ability to perform the One Leg Stand test. Ask whether they can give any reason why they cannot perform the test, and note the answer carefully in your report. As a professional, this will all be very familiar to you. Still, I encourage you to watch for things you may have forgotten, to refresh your skills and knowledge, or for tips to help you be more confident the next time you're asked to testify. So let's walk through the administrative procedures. During the administration of this test, you will look for 4 indicators of impairment, including 1. Sways while balancing, 2. Uses arms to balance, 3. Hopping to maintain balance, and 4. Putting the foot down. A 1998 validation study found that 83% of individuals who exhibit 2 or more validated clues in the performance of the test will have a BAC of 0.08 or greater. Ideally, the One Leg Stand test is performed in conjunction with the walk and turn test and horizontal gaze nystagmus test. However, when it is not possible to administer the full battery of SFSTs, this test can still provide valuable evidence standing alone. The One Leg Stand test is a divided attention test that is easily performed by most drivers who are not impaired by alcohol or other drugs. The One Leg Stand test requires the subject to listen and follow instructions while performing simple physical movements. Impaired persons have difficulty dividing their attention between simple mental and physical tasks. Though we all know how the tests are to be administered, it's easy to rush through a step or to give unclear instructions. It's also easy to forget details or become flustered when defense attorneys try to plant a seed of doubt or grill us on the NHTSA standards and procedures. First, ensure the testing area is hard, level, free of debris, and not slippery. This particular test is not recommended for individuals over the age of 65 or those who are 50 pounds or more overweight. Confirm with the individual they do not have any physical disabilities that may prevent them from completing the test. Check that they have appropriate footwear and allow them to remove any footwear if it will prevent their completion of the test. This could include high-heeled shoes or certain sandals or boots. Studies suggest individuals wearing heels more than 2 inches high should be given the opportunity to remove their shoes. It is also important to minimize unnecessary distractions. A defense attorney may question the validity of a test if they can show the subject was affected by your vehicle's headlights, a flashing light bar, or other distractions you may have been able to eliminate. In the instruction phase, demonstrate the proper initial positioning and stance by instructing the subject to place both of their feet together and their hands by their sides. Make it clear the subject should not begin the test until instructed to do so. Make sure to get a verbal confirmation from the subject confirming their understanding of the instructions. It is important to get an audible, affirmative response. Continue the instructions and demonstrate the test for the subject, taking care to never turn your back to them. The subject should begin the test when instructed to by raising either leg approximately 6 inches off of the ground and keeping their foot parallel to the ground. It is important to keep both legs straight and arms at their side for the duration of the test. The individual should then count out loud in the following manner: 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until told to stop. Instruct the subject to watch their elevated foot and also remind them to count out loud and keep their arms at their sides. Again, after the demonstration has been performed and the instructions have been given, it is important to get a verbal confirmation from the subject that they understand the instructions. At this point, you may instruct the subject to begin the test. The test should be timed and should end after 30 seconds. Watch closely for validated clues of impairment. A driver who is not impaired should be able to perform this test, while an impaired driver will have difficulty concentrating on maintaining balance while their attention is divided with the counting part of the test. One validated clue is swaying while balancing. This could be a side-to-side or back-and-forth motion. It must be a distinct and noticeable sway of the elevated foot or the body. Sway is not to be confused with slight tremors, which can also occur. The next validated clue is the subject using their arms to balance. This clue should be counted when the arms are raised 6 or more inches from the body. Sometimes a subject may be able to keep their foot off the ground, but will resort to hopping in order to maintain their balance. This is another validated clue, which can be observed from an impaired individual. The last validated clue is the subject placing their foot on the ground 1 or more times during the 30 seconds. If the subject puts their foot on the ground, instruct them to lift their foot and continue counting. After closely observing the subject and looking for clues mentioned, sway, using arms to balance, hopping, and putting the foot on the ground, total the clues. If the subject exhibits 2 or more out of the 4 total validated clues, this is an indicator of impairment associated with an alcohol impairment of 0.08 BAC or greater. Note, it is possible to have 2 validated clues occur simultaneously, such as hopping and raising arms to balance. If it appears the subject cannot safely complete the test, you may end the test. Document all observations, including the clues observed. Time is a critical component of the test. Oftentimes, a subject can complete 25 seconds, but may not be able to reach 30 seconds. It's important to accurately time the test and detail it in your report. Remember to always observe the test from a safe distance and limit your movements so as not to distract the subject. Let's watch the entire test demonstration now. Alright, for this next test, what I'd like you to do is place both feet together, heels and toes touching, arms down at your sides. I'd like you to stay just like that until I finish explaining the instructions. Do you understand? When I tell you to begin, I'd like you to raise one leg, doesn't matter which one, approximately 6 inches off the ground with your foot parallel to the ground, keeping both legs straight. Once you've reached this position, I want you to count in this manner: 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop. Make sure that you watch your elevated foot and keep your hands down at your sides. Do you understand?
Yes.
This is a time test. Are you ready? Go ahead and begin.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012, 1013, 1014, 1015, 1016, 1017, 1018, 1019, 1020, 1021, 1022, 1023, 1024, 1025.
You can stop. Go ahead and relax. According to researchers, officers trained to conduct SFSTs correctly identify alcohol-impaired drivers over 90% of the time by using the results. Administered properly, the one-leg stand test can provide you with a high level of confidence in observing clues associated with impairment. Additional resources, including SFST and DRE training instructors, are available for your agency or department. Contact the North Dakota Highway Patrol for more information.